wonder if y'all get as excited to hear me talk about cooking and watch me cooking as I get cooking for you. I literally love it. I can't wait for it. Honestly, I love teaching my classes at school. I love teaching you about the different skills that I have for cooking, which aren't really a lot, y'all. It's just some down home cooking. It's nothing special. But today I'm going to fix, or tonight, this is an evening when I'm videoing this, and we're going to make some vegetable soup. That the predominant vegetable in this soup is zucchini. And I've got plenty of it to put in here tonight, but we're going to throw some other stuff in there as well. Some carrots, some onions, some fresh garlic. We may even throw a little bit of beans in there. I think I have some in the pantry. I'll go grab it here in a minute. I make my broth using a variety of things. I make it using vegetable broth, chicken broth, and I also make it using some V8 juice. My dad taught me how to do that years ago, how to make that part of your base for your vegetable soup. Just makes it really good. We're going to throw in a can of fire roasted tomatoes, and we're just going to make this yummy, y'all. A little bit of celery, the whole 9 yards. A funny story. We had snow and everything shut down for a couple of days. It's weird here because we're not prepared for it in East Tennessee. But I couldn't find celery. I said, okay, so apparently we add celery to the milk, the bread, and the toilet paper that everybody goes out and buys. No one had celery. I've never seen the likes of it. Anyway, I want to talk to you about this meat that I'm going to put in my vegetable soup. It is, I call it hide sausage. I guess that's what it is. There's a local butcher here close to us. We live in Greenback. It's right on the edge of Greenback and Bonor. And it's called Hyde's Farm. The owner, Mitchell Hyde, he is a friend of ours. And he butchers fresh meats. And y'all, his sausage is to die for. He also has a market in Athens, and then you can find his products at Sloan's. You can find his product at Amburn's Market in Maryville. Y'all, he's getting it out there, and it's so much better than Jimmy Dean's or any of the rest of those brands. It's so good. That's going to be the meat that I use, and I'm just kind of letting it kind of cook up a little bit. It was still a little bit frozen in the middle. I buy it up when it goes on sale, and then I freeze it. So we're just gonna periodically we're gonna kind of stir that, and I've got a couple of hamburger patties over here going for my husband, and we're gonna flip them. And that's some of that good old hamburger meat from Aldi's. I was too late to get it from Hyde's Farm. He has ground beef too. He has pork and beef. That's what he carries. He carries a variety of other things too. Fresh vegetables, unique chips and nuts, and homemade breads, and local honey, and oh gosh, he gets stuff from Cruise Farms, y'all. Chocolate milk, white milk, coffee milk, butter. You can get fresh eggs from his farm. A shout out. This is a shout out for you, Mitchell Hyde at Hyde's Farm. Okay. So I've got my meat I've got a half a pound of that sausage that I'm cooking in here, that ground sausage. And you have to put a little bit of olive oil because it's very lean sausage meat, y'all. Very lean sausage meat. While that's cooking, I'm gonna cut up some of the vegetables and the I almost said fruits. We ain't gonna have no fruits in here. I'm gonna get some onion cut up. Y'all like onion? Y'all put onion in everything. And it's a divided house around here with onion. I'm probably the onion lover around here. My Gabby likes onion and Nick likes onion. The husband and Zach do not. They'll eat it cooked. They don't want to be able to taste it. Or feel it in their mouth. They don't want to hear the crunch, if there would be one. And they don't, they just don't want onion, okay? But this vegetable soup is kind of my thing. I'm really the only one that eats it here. I like to keep it, and I'll eat on it for days, y'all, until it's gone. I always make a full pot. Y'all like my Magnalite pot? It's a little hot. Let me get a rag here, and I want to show it to you. Y'all, look at this dandy. That's a Louisiana pot if you ever seen one, isn't it? That's my Magnolite. I have 2 of them. And then I have a great big huge one that I cook my gumbos in. So we're just going to dice this onion up nice and small. I'm going to do a whole onion too. We're going to have onion. We're going to do it right, y'all. Y'all, I teach high school science and chemistry. And today was a good day at school. We've had a full moon the last couple of days, so it was very probable or likely that they would be filling their oats. But we are in a prayer revival right now, and every morning we have the privilege of meeting together in the sanctuary with our homeroom classes and our pastoral family that pastors the church that our school is supported by, and we're able to start our day off with prayer. And y'all, it was so good today. They gathered all the administration and the faculty, and they prayed over us. Y'all, what a privilege it is as a teacher to be prayed over by your students before school starts. Who does that? Not the public schools. Oh my goodness, y'all pray for those public school teachers. They go through it. I know they do because I'm friends with some. But I'll tell you, there's some good teachers out there, and there is some good public schools out there too. But I've got this meat just a going, and y'all, it was a little frozen in the middle. I think I said that a minute ago. So I'm kind of scraping it down. You know how as it starts to cook, you just kind of peel off the soft parts. But I'm only going to do a half a pound of the meat. But I'm going to go ahead. It's got a good jump start. I'm going to throw these onions in there. This is a whole diced onion, y'all. A whole diced onion. Oh, goodness. I love me some onion. All right, we're going to throw some garlic in here. Now, a little fun fact about garlic. If you're sauteing garlic in like some olive oil by itself, you have to be careful because after about 2 minutes, it's at its peak of releasing its flavor. Now, when you're cooking with it, you have other things that kind of they're going to kind of almost protect the garlic from becoming too overdone, if that makes sense, because the heat's being distributed to more than just the garlic. But I'm going to just I want you to watch what I'm doing here with this garlic. I like to turn my knife sideways and kind of bust that garlic up and then chop on it. I wish I was fast like those cooks on TV. I'm not. Okay, that was about 2 good-sized cloves. We're going to dump that in there. And I'm kind of thinking we need more, don't y'all? Can you have enough garlic? I guess you can, actually. I get these from Kroger where they're already peeled. They come in these little packages in a bigger bag. Individual packages. You don't have to open it all up at one time. And y'all, this is like the best thing because you don't have to worry about getting that skin off of it. I forgot to squish it down. Okay. All right, we're going to get this garlic in there. All right. Have y'all had snow in your area? I know I've got someone who follows me that they live in California, and y'all, California they've had to deal with it. Let me tell you, and our North Carolina people that dealt with the floods, y'all, that's only about an hour and a half from us where that people were being affected by, and total devastation. So many hundreds of people who are still not accounted for in that area. So, we're going to have to really keep them in our prayers during this time. Y'all, let's do that jalapeno. This is my soup anyway, basically. Nobody else too much cares for it here. I hope you like it. Now, you don't have to add all this jalapeno because my Sausage is a little spicy. It's not bad. My pastor's wife does not like spice. So if I was cooking it and she would be eating it, I would not be using all this spice. I like her to be able to enjoy her food, and she's not a spice lover. But I'm cutting up this jalapeno, and I hope that y'all had a good day today. Oh, y'all, I'm almost to another 100 mark on YouTube. Did I scare y'all? I scare myself sometimes. I'm almost to another new 100 mark. I'm only like 14 people away from having another 100 subscribers. Y'all people actually subscribe to me. What in the world? I'm so thankful and I love it, but I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I have people tell me they watch me at their house. I've got people I don't even know that are connecting to me. Now, you remember, when I'm cooking on these videos, you do you. You don't have to add some of this stuff. But I just like to show you what I like, okay? Now, what I do is this is a continuous pot I'm cooking up. I start it off, I get my grease hot, I throw my meat in there, and then I throw my onions and uh, my jalapeno if I'm going to put it in there, my fresh garlic. I'm fixing to cut up some celery and carrots too. Okay, and y'all, this meat is so lean, I'm going to have to add a little more of this olive oil. Can y'all say it with me? I hope I've taught you by now. One source, cold press, glass bottle. I can almost hear y'all saying it with me. All right. Oh, that's better. That is so much better. And my meat, y'all, is cooking nicely in here with these onions. I could have used that whole pound of meat, but I'm not going to. There have been times when I have, but I think a half pound at this time. I'm having to kind of chop on that meat because I had a little bit of frozen parts. And my celery's already washed. I'm going to use probably the rest of it. Why not? It's about 2/3 of a stalk. And I'm just going to cut it up. And I'm not going to cut this any smaller than what it's coming off of the knife like right now. It's going to be just fine. I like celery. It's going to cook down. But this baby's getting a little bit wimpy on me. Celery gets wimpy when it sits in the refrigerator, y'all. What happens, that cold air, it works on the stalks and makes them lose their starchiness that holds them upright. I cut it all the way down to the bottom, y'all. Do y'all ever stick yours in a bowl? It'll grow back up some. It will. My kitchen's just not big enough for that. I'll do it sometimes. Gabby will get me started on it. Now, I'm going to throw this celery in here. Woo, y'all. Now, I could throw some bell pepper in here, and I think I pulled out one bell that just needed to be finished off. Let me give you a little fun fact about bell pepper. I love to give you facts about your food. Y'all, Barbara O'Neill, I call her my Instagram doctor. She's a holistic Seventh-day Adventist. I call her a doctor. I'm not sure. She's like just a wellness expert. Super lady. Follow her on Instagram. You won't be sorry. She got me started using castor oil. But she tells us that our body is designed to heal itself when it's given the right nutrition and given the right natural healing herbs, oils, and so forth. But let me tell you about orange bell pepper, about kale. We could throw some of that in the soup too. I think we will. About spinach. You ever heard of macular degeneration? It's pretty strong in my family. Went to the doctor a couple years ago, kind of scared because my mother's eyes had hemorrhaged behind them. And it blinded her for 2 or 3 years until that blood behind the eye began to move, and then she had a surgery. But there's no cure for macular. She still struggles with her vision. But I got concerned about it, and I found me an eye doctor that was also an eye specialist. He checked my eyes. I had a clean bill of health. I go every year and have it checked again. And again. I'll keep doing it every yearly or every 2 years. And he told me foods to eat to help my eyes, to prevent or to help keep your eyes healthy and try to ward off macular degeneration. Your greens, predominantly at the top of the list was kale and bell peppers that are yellow and orange. You ever heard of that? We've always heard of the good old carrot being a helper for our eyes, but carrots aren't the only things that's good for your eyes, y'all. The bell pepper and the greens are just as good, especially if you're at risk for macular degeneration. All right, so I've got some carrots here that I'm going to peel. Y'all peel your carrots? They're kind of scraggly if you don't. They look kind of wiped out, don't they, when you first get them out of the bag? So I like to cut their tops off, and I want you to see what I'm doing, not me so much. I noticed in my videos, I feel like I got me in the center of the picture, and dear Lord, y'all don't need me, y'all need my food. I wish y'all could come have a bowl with me. This is going to be good tonight. It's a chilly night. Our temperatures have come up for a couple of days into the low 50s. Then we're going to have this winter blast that's going to come and chill us out again, and possibly some snow. It's the craziest thing. East Tennessee, we're right in that dip where everything either goes under us or over us. The mountains, we're about an hour and a half from the Smoky Mountains in several directions, and they get a lot of snow. We get the cold weather, the rain, and we do get snow, but nothing like it does up there. But we did get 5.5 inches last week. That was nice. I'm going to peel them, just run them under the faucet. Now, when I do my zucchini, I've already washed it. I'm not going to peel it. I'm going to cut it skin and all. All right, y'all, I got these carrots all peeled, and I'm fixing to chop them up. I'm going to make some noise, okay? But we've got this meat cooking over here, and this celery and onions, and that little bit of bell pepper and garlic. Oh my goodness, y'all, it's smelling good. All right, I'm going to start chopping these carrots up. And I'm cutting them up about like this, y'all. Kind of like what you would see in a vegetable soup. When they get real thick, I cut them down the middle, long ways. And then I'm going to chop from there. If not, you got some big old chunks of carrot. All right, let's get that in there. And keep on chopping. All right, y'all. I was telling you a minute ago about my subscribers to my YouTube channel. We're about ready to have another drawing. Did y'all know that I do a drawing every 100 subscribers? I have subscribers from as far away as Paris, France, and Australia. What in the world? They need to teach me. Oh, they need to be giving me some cooking tips. But you know, they haven't heard of some of the spices and things we have here, and I'm not surprised at that, because some of our stuff cannot be found over there. It's just sold, just sold here predominantly, and then there's some things that are not allowed to be sold over there. What do y'all think about this red food dye law that was just passed? Isn't that interesting? I think it will be healthier for it, but I bet you it makes our groceries rise. What do y'all think in price? So that if you're not in the United States, how's your grocery prices? Have they fluctuated in your economy in the past since COVID? Since COVID, that's what I'm gonna venture to say. Since COVID, well, ours has it's slowly increased. The last I looked it up, our groceries have increased about 33%. I looked that up for a project at school. All right, y'all. This was about 5 large carrots. I don't know how many zucchini I have. Ooh, I'm noisy, aren't I? Mercy. It's noisy to me. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 zucchini, y'all. I'm going to slice them down long ways. And then I'm going to slice them again this way now. Just, y'all cut them how y'all want to cut them. I'm just showing y'all how I cut them. And I like to cut them thin. I don't like big chunks of zucchini in my mouth. I like it to be thin. I like to be able to taste my meat and my other vegetables as well. But y'all, zucchini's good for you. It's good for you. It's a good vegetable. Okay, y'all, in one of my pauses that I've made in my video, I ended up adding the rest of that pound of meat. It just didn't look like enough. All right, so this is zucchini number 2. We got 6 of them, but y'all, they cut up fast because you don't have to skin them. You don't have to peel them. You just cut them up, wash them, cut them up, and throw them in. Making sure y'all still there. Y'all amaze me. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching. I'm having a blast with this. I'll tell you, it'll keep me cooking. It keeps me cooking. All right, we got 3 more to go. And then we're going to chop up some green onion. And then I'm going to start loading in the seasonings. And I'm going to show you what all I'm putting in. I'm putting in Italian seasoning, my Everglades seasoning. Go get you some, y'all. Go to Amazon and get it. Melting pots, garlic and wine seasoning. I'm going to put in some Creole, Tony Chachere's Creole. Just because I want to. Y'all like spicy, don't I? My sausage is a little spicy. I got a little bit of jalapeno in here. And I'm going to throw in some Tony's. Y'all like Tony's seasoning? Okay. 1 more after this. And all we have to cut up is the green onions. My pot's getting full, y'all. My pot's getting full, but it's okay because it's going to break down as it cooks. And I probably cook it for about an hour. The carrots are the longest. They take the longest to break down. I make sure that all of my meat is well cooked. If it's not, though, there's a little bit not. It's not a huge deal because when you start boiling it to cook it, it's going to finish off cooking anything that might not be completely cut up in the middle. All right, y'all, this is the last zucchini. Y'all, I tried growing zucchini for several years. I can grow it, but I can't keep it growing because the darn squash bugs. What do y'all do? I've tried, I think, everything that's ever been mentioned to me to try. And it'll ward them off for a while, and then them suckers take over. They eat my squash up, then they go to my cucumbers, then they go to my tomato. They just get everywhere, get on my green beans. Drives me out of my head. So it's hard for me to grow squash. I just pretty much give up. I'll buy it. All right. I'm going to do me a little bunch of green onions. And I'm going to cook a bunch of them. One, I love them. Two, they don't last forever, and I don't want to lose them. And I don't use them enough. I forget about them, y'all. Y'all buy stuff and forget you have it? Lord help. I have 2 refrigerators, mainly because when I cook big meals, I like to be able to store leftovers in one fridge and have all my ordinary groceries in my fridge that's in here. I have a back room that's going to be a pretty dining room one day if I can get that finished. We've already got some beadboard up. It's looking good. Putting new walls up. We took out the walls and put in some new insulation. Y'all, this house was so poorly built on the addition part. We pulled the paneling off and there was holes this big where you could see outside. It was ridiculous. There was no moisture barrier on the outside wall. That's craziness, isn't it? All right. I'm just going to cut these all at one time. Got me a nice Cuisinart knife set that's nice and sharp. And let me tell you it's sharp. You better get your fingers out of the way. Okay, we're going to throw that in here. And I'm going to add the seasonings, and then we're going to open up this can of diced tomatoes, and we're going to throw it in there. It's the diced fire roasted tomatoes. I'm going to generously add, probably a good 3 to 4 tablespoons of my Italian seasoning. Okay, that was generous. I'm going to be generous with my Everglades, but not quite that much. Probably about 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. I don't know if that's tablespoons, y'all. Good enough for me, and probably about a big tablespoon of this Creole. Big tablespoon. Is there little tablespoons and big tablespoons of Creole? Apparently there is here. Garlic and wine, y'all. My kids tease me and tell me I like it because of the wine. I ain't never drank wine. But this seasoning is to die for. Now, this is going to probably be a good tablespoon. You reckon they got bad tablespoons? Oh, y'all. I'm cracking myself up. Y'all are probably thinking, where's the cornfield? She's corny. Okay, that was all my seasonings. Now I'm going to throw these fire roasted tomatoes in here. We're just going to dump them in there. All right, I'm going to rinse it out with a little bit of water, the can, so I can get all that goodness out of that can. I like stuff that's frozen and fresh, but occasionally I do use them cans. All right, we're going to throw in now. I've got about a half a container carton of vegetable broth. I'm going to throw it in. Just enough to help things move better, and then I'm going to add some chicken broth here in just a minute. And then, do you remember me saying, or did I say, I can't remember nothing. Did I say V8 juice? Because if I didn't, you be on the lookout. We're going to throw some V8 juice. My daddy taught me years ago how to make a vegetable soup broth with V8 juice. It's got all your vegetables in it, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. We're going to crank this fire up a little bit. And I'm going to use probably all of this carton. Yes, I am. This was almost a new carton of chicken broth. This is a 48 ounce. I probably had 40 ounces in here, and I used it all. Now, good old V8 juice. Sorry, it come up telling me I had 10% and it was right in the way. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. All right, V8 juice. We're going to add about I'm going to say 2 cups. 1, 2. Was that 2 cups? I don't know. All right, y'all. I'm going to let this cook for a little bit. And then I'm going to come back on here and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Oh, y'all, man, this is going to be some good stuff. I want you to look at this over here. So if I can get you over here without a catastrophe.